Welcome to another stream, where in this stream we're going to be pushing all the way to as far as I can. I don't know, I might get to 6k by the end of this stream, but this stream is going to be 10 hours long. Well, ish. It might be 10 hours long, it might be over, it might be under, I do not know, but this stream's aim goal is to be 10 hours long. So yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this 10-hour stream, but in this stream we're just going to be really pushing ladder, and that's about it really. So we got this P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider control deck, we got Hog Rider 2.6, we got Minor Poison Bait, we got the classic log bait, and we've got Iceberg control. So I feel like we can just start off with 2.6 Hog Rider cycle. So let's just hop straight into the first battle. We're going to turn down the sound a tiny tad for you guys. So there we go. So the aim of this deck is to pretty much constantly get positive elixir trades on defense, and that's pretty much it. And then you counter strike with Hog Rider, Ice Golem, etc, etc. So we're going to log out his little mini minor spear goblin push there. He's a bit angry at me, so I'm going to mute him a tiny tad. We're going to go Hog Rider, Ice Golem, Ice Spirit. See if we've got anything else to fireball. It looks like this guy's got the Mega Knight spam deck. Hog Rider is going to get one hit. So we're going to set up with a Musketeer, a Cannon, some Skeletons, and an Ice Spirit. And this is pretty much how you play this deck. It's pretty much constantly defend like that. Cannon, Musketeer, and your cycle cards. That's the main offense and defense to this deck. So we're going to go Hog Rider, a little bit misplaced, but it will still get in front. Musketeer is going to clean out the bats. We're going to do a little bit of a Hog log to the left to try and clean out those spear goblins, plus the gang, giving us I think the 3 elixir up from that trade. So we are up by about 800 damage. So we're up in damage and elixir. So we're going to cycle our Ice Golem. We're going to use our Skeletons to try and kite this miner. It will not get kited by the Ice Golem. A little bit early on my end actually. He's going to zap out my my Skeletons, so that's completely fine by me. We're going to use our Ice Spirit in the back, also followed by our Hog Rider with a Musketeer at the bridge. So the Musketeer is going to finish off those spear goblins. Hog Rider is going to connect for I think that was two swings to that right side tower. What we're going to do is set up with the Cannon once again, and we're going to pull the Mega Knight with the Ice Golem, allowing the Cannon plus the tower, or actually both the towers, to snipe down that Mega Knight. So unfortunately he does zap out my Skeletons, but that is not going to put him in the damage lead, but it will make him kind of even things up a tiny bit. So we're going to log out the entire Goblin gang. Hog Rider should get about 2 hits. It probably might even... No, it doesn't. The Ice Spray actually finishes off the tower. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to fireball out every single Goblin he has. I'm going to try and protect my Musketeer if he's going for it. We're going to use our Ice Spirit plus the Ice Golem to try and distract that Mega Knight splash on the Cannon, allowing the tower, Cannon, and Musketeer to kill it in rapid time. So if he does manage to get my right side tower, I'm going to try and do some damage to his left. So we're going to get some tremendous value with that log. We're going to use our Cannon to try and kill off that miner extremely quickly. We're going to use our Ice Golem plus our Musketeer. So this is the point where he's going to try and spam me to death, which is not going to look like it's going to work. And that is going to be GG's to our first match against OSKR. So we're going to gain 30 trophies from that battle, and we're just going to hop straight into the second match. So we're currently sitting at 49-20. All we really need is about 3 more wins, and we should be at 5k. I have hit 5k before, in case you guys are wondering, but yeah, my highest is I think 52-37. I believe that's my highest. So in this stream we're just going to try and push above that. So all we really need is 3 more wins right now. So this guy's hopping out the maxed Mega Minion and the maxed Mini P.E.K.K.A. Musketeer plus the tower is going to finish off that Mega Minion. We may have to use some Skeletons to try and protect the Musketeer. He's not got a maxed Baby Dragon, so the Musketeer will be left with about 1% HP, and that's massive for me because that's going to kill off one minion, and that's going to do some really good damage to that Mega Minion. So we're going to use our Musketeer like we kind of have to try and kill off those bats, minions, and the Night Witch. We're going to use our Ice Golem just to distract that Night Witch's heavy hitting axe. And we're just going to cycle all the way back to our Hog Rider and push up. Like I said, you're going to want to defend with the Musketeer, cannon, spells, just like you can, and then you counter strike with the Hog Rider and the Ice Golem. So my Musketeer is going to finish off that mini P.E.K.K.A. We're going to settle with another Musketeer, and the Hog Rider does take down the left-hand side tower. At the moment in this game, my Musketeer's gotten so much value, and we're not even, barely even a minute and a half into this game. So since he's just goldened up, we're going to cycle all the way back to another Hog Rider Ice Golem with some skeletons. We do have our cannon, and our Musketeer is our next card. I'm going to try and do as much damage to his right side as he can. My Musketeer is going to take his golem down to about half health. So we're going to use our Musketeer again, another Musketeer. We're going to use our Ice Golem to pull that Night Witch away, preventing. So he's going to lightning out my Musketeer, but we do have another cannon back in the cycle. We may use another Musketeer. The cannon is going to pull the Night Witch. The Musketeer is going to distract that baby dragon, and he barely did any damage. Well, I say barely any, but he did some significant damage to the left-hand side tower. We're going to go with another Hog Rider in the right-hand lane to try and do some more damage to his tower. And I believe he has given up. He is kind of letting me do my thing. We're going to use an offensive Musketeer with another offensive Hog Rider with an Ice Spirit and an Ice Golem and some more skeletons, and he has fortunately given up for us. Hog 2.6, that just proves Hog 2.6 can beat a golden beatdown deck. All you got to do is just really much defend, gain positive X trades, and counter strike hard in one lane. And that's going to pull us up to 4950. We're going to gain a crown chest from that. Not the best of crown chests I've ever got. 2 out of the 4 cards I got I don't actually use, but yeah. So we're just going to donate some wizards and hop straight into the third match against Clash Luke from the German clan. He's currently sitting at 4973. He does say good luck, so good luck to you as well, sir. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up with a Hog Rider plus an Ice Spirit, just to see what he's got to try and counter my Hog Rider. So it looks like he's got the barbarian, elite barbarians. We're going to kite them with, oh, and he's also got a wizard, so that's very good on his end. Right, we're going to use some skeletons to surround the wizard. I'm not going to log that because that's kind of overspending the defense. We do take massive amounts of damage though, but we are back to another Hog Rider, so let's have a look at what he's got. He's got a maxed Musketeer and a maxed Furnace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fireball the Furnace and possibly hit the Musketeer. I don't hit the Musketeer, but we are going to set up with the cannon plus the Ice Golem. It does unfortunately lock onto my cannon, which is not exactly what I wanted, since I just pretty much wasted 3 elixir. But we are going to use the skeletons plus the Musketeer plus the Ice Spirit. So this guy looks to have pretty much an all maxed out deck, with the maxed Royal Giant, the maxed Elite Barbarians, and the maxed Musketeer. Yeah, this game just looks like a loss because this guy is unfortunately one of them players. He's going to use his Elite Barbs again to kill off my maxed Hog Rider. And I'm just going to let this guy finish me off because I cannot be asked to fight against this guy. There's no chance I'm beating a maxed Royal Giant, maxed Elite Barbs, and maxed Valkyrie Musketeer Furnace. So I'm just going to give up because I physically cannot be asked to do anything. We do hit his Musketeer predictably, except I don't care. I'm going to let his maxed Royal Cancer kill me off. And we're just going to try and hop straight into the 4th match, I believe. No wonder this guy's German. So we're going to hop into the 4th match. 4th match. We're going to face King Morally from Panda Silhouettes, and we're just going to hop a Hog Rider down the right So this guy's got a level 12 ice wizard going down the left, so we're going to send a maxed hog in the right. We should get about 2 hits with that hog. The play is we're going to go Ice Golem to distract the Ice Wizard, but it also will go to the right. We're going to log out the Spear Goblins, take no damage from that, and that's also going to make sure that the Inferno does die by my Musketeer. My Musketeer is going to finish off his maxed Musketeer, and it will do some really good damage against his Ice Wizard. So the play is just to cycle my skeletons around the Ice Wizard. There we go. So we're definitely up in the damage lead. We're over 1,000 ahead of this guy, and he's going to golem up. Very risky play by him. We're just going to cycle all the way back to another Hog Rider. We're going to go Ice Golem, Musketeer. He's going to fireball the Musketeer and the Ice Golem, but we are going to go Hog Rider in the right. I'm going to try and do some really good damage now. It should get about 4 hits, I'm guessing. So that's 2, 3, 4. Yep, there is 4 hits. So the cannon is going to pull that Hog Rider, Golem I mean. So I'm going to use my own Musketeer. That is going to be unfortunately a dead tower due to the Musketeer of his. Try and redirect it with the Ice Golem. It does work, but we're still taking damage from his Golem. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Ice Spirit just to slow down the Musketeer of his. We're going to go Cannon to pull his Golem to the King, followed by some Skeletons. We're also going to go with a Hog Rider of my own to the right to try and finish off that. We're going to log it also to try and hit those Spear Goblins. So we're going to use the Ice Spirit as well. He's going to try and go for the free crown by the looks of it, but we are going to try and go for the second crown, which will be significantly easier. We're going to try and get some really good fireball value by hitting the Ice Wizard, Musketeer and the Cannon. That will allow me to put them into log range. He should go Golem right in front of this, so we're just going to set up with a Musketeer, pull the Cannon down, go with the Ice Spirit. We're going to try and cycle all the way back. We're going to try and cycle back to another Musketeer. I don't know why I went Ice Golem, to be completely honest, but that's what I did. So we're going to use a Musketeer behind the King to snipe down his Golem. So it is going to get the death damage. We're going to probably use our Skeletons to distract his Musketeer. There we go. We're going to use a Cannon up very high to the left. We're going to try and log it into the range of the Cannon. Doesn't end up working, and this match does also look to be a loss due to his matched Musketeer. Yeah, not exactly the best against Beatdown. This deck can definitely beat Beatdown if you have been watching since the start, but we're just going to hop into the 5th match, I believe. So let's just hop straight into that against Danilo. So Danilo, right. So with this hand, I think I'm just going to go Hog Ice Spirit to try and see what he's got to counter me. We're also going to use a Cannon to pull his Hog Rider. I'm not sure if a level 12 Cannon can beat that. It can single-handedly. So we're going to pull the Lumberjack, use the Musketeer to kill off the Balloon. So it looks like this guy is a Lumballoon player. So he has zapped my Musketeer and the Tower. I don't know why. He barely got much damage off than he really wanted to. I really wanted to go Hog Rider in front of that, but the Musketeer was too high up. I think this guy might be a bit low on Elixir, so I'm going to go Hog Rider again. Alright, turns out not. We should get there for 1 hit, yes we do. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up with a Cannon and pull that Valkyrie, hopefully. We are not going to pull that Valkyrie with the Cannon, so we're going to be forced to use our Ice Wizard to not take as much damage. So we're only down by about 400 HP or so. So we're just going to cycle our Ice Spirit. He's 100% going to go with a Balloon here, so I'm just going to set up with the Musketeer, plus the Skeletons, and another Cannon right here. I'm also going to log, just to try and delay his Hog Rider. It does unfortunately get 2 hits, but I don't know, I tried my best. So we're going to try and leverage this musketeer with an ice golem, force him to spend more elixir, which he does, unfortunately. Alright, we're going to use a musketeer of mine to snipe down his gang. These skeletons are barely going to pull off his musketeer. He zaps my musketeer, and for some odd stupid reason. So we're going to go Hog Rider, plus a fireball to hit the wizard, plus anything he does put down. We're going to use the ice golem to pull the lumber, which isn't going to work because my ice golem was timed definitely incorrectly. We're going to use the log and hit everything, allowing the cannon to completely kill off that Hog Rider plus the lumberjack. And we've kind of evened things up a tiny bit. We're going to use the cannon to once again pull that balloon. We're going to use the ice spirit to delay the balloon. We should only take death damage, I believe. Yep. The Hog Rider does manage to get in front. The Hog Rider is going to get there for 1, 2. We are going to get there 2 hits. We're going to try and defend with our life. Doesn't end up working because the lumberjack does swing for it. Unfortunately, he is going to load up with a balloon. We're going to log out his Hog Rider plus the wizard, and that is a loss due to the raged wizard. So we're going to hop straight into the next match. So we're just going to set up with an Ice Golem Hog Rider. He's definitely got a Golem deck because Night Witch is only in a Golem deck. So he's got the. It looks like he's got the Barbarians version. I'm not sure if. I don't know if it is, but I'm just going to test it anyway. Oh, that would have been so much value if I hit the thing. We're going to have to log it, unfortunately. Sadly, the cannon isn't in range. Thankfully, the cannon is going to help prevent skeleton damage. So we're down, oh no, actually we're up by 200 damage on his left, my bottom right. We're going to cycle a musketeer in the bottom left. He's 100% got golem, so I definitely know to keep the pressure on. Cycle our skeletons to allow the cannon plus the musketeer. And what we're going to do now is we're going to pressure him hard in the left. Okay. My musketeer plus ice spirit is definitely going to be enough to kill off that minion horde, so we're happy to use our fireball. Musketeer should get 1 hit. It's going to get 2 actually, so we're up in damage, and I'm not sure about elixir because I've been spending it. He's got the elixir advantage with the pump a bit, but I've been making trades off of defense, so we're about even in elixir. What I'm going to do is we're close to overtime. Double elixir, so I'm quite happy to go with cannon just to kind of cycle it a bit. We're just going to cycle out our ice spirit. I think you might just go golem in front of this witch, but my cannon is still there. Yeah, I'm just going to log it out, try and put it further in range. We're going to fireball his elixir pump out, also going with some skeletons to pull. If he rushes me with minion horde, I'll probably just go ice spirit, ice golem with the death damage. So what we're going to do now is set our musketeer. He's going to give up that left lane, so we're going to use the cannon to pull that golem, and we're also going to use the ice golem to distract that night witch. We're going to also use an ice spirit followed by another cannon. We're going to have to use our fireball over in the right to kill off all of that. We're going to use our skeleton plus the ice spirit to try and prevent damage in the left. We should be able to hold off the left. I'm not sure if he has a spell or not. He does, right, unfortunately we are going to lose that. Oh, the fuck. That was supposed to be another musketeer and he's going to... No, he's definitely won. 100% he's won. If I manage to defend this, which I definitely ain't, then... congrats to him. I'd kill for a tornado right now, but yeah, this is just a loss. This is just too much of a loss. This is just too much of a loss. Yeah. Don't you dare BM me. That one fireball, I think, cost me that entire battle. So we're just going to hop into the next match. And see what's up. So we're going to go Hog Rider with an Ice Spirit in the right. Try and see what he's got. It looks like Skarmy plus a Lumberjack. I'm guessing a clone deck of some... Nope, it's Lumberloon, alright. Musketeer should hopefully go for the balloon. It does. We're going to log absolutely nothing because I thought the Lumberjack was going to head straight for the tower, but it turns out not. I'm going to waste more elixir and go with an Ice Golem. So it looks like we have an equal level Musketeer. My Musketeer will win that fight. Well, maybe not now. Well, actually it does, but still. Our Ice Spirit is going to prevent any minion damage. Where we do take one hit. So we're down by about 800. But we're going to try and make that even less by going with a Hog Rider of our own. Sadly, that all cannot fit, so we're just going to have to go with the Skarmy. Go with the log to kill the Skarmy, I mean. Probably just going to cycle our Ice Golem in the back. Followed by an Ice Spirit. What we're going to do is we're going to set out a cannon, because this is my way of baiting out these types of players. I use the cannon, but I don't go Musketeer yet. I wait for them to spell my Musketeer plus cannon plus tower, then I go with my Musketeer. Because my Musketeer can get a tiny bit more value on defense than the cannon can against these types of players. So we have minimized the amount of damage we're down by, but only slightly. So we're going to get ready with our cannon, just cycle our Musketeer, and 100% finish off those minions. We'll probably just back that up with an Ice Golem Hog Rider. We will do that. And we're going to use a predictive log. It does hit the entire Skarmy, but there is unfortunately 2 skeletons, so that is going to make my whole prediction basically useless. He doesn't look to have a big spell, so we're just going to try and clump all of our stuff together. Sadly, the Crown Tower is not focusing on the Musketeer. He does have a fireball. Finally, he reveals it. So now I know not to clump them up. We're going to cycle Musketeer. Go with that. Go with another Ice Golem. Possibly log it back. I don't think I need to. We'll use another cannon. And an Ice Spirit. With double Muskies out. I'm going to try and get a nice Golem out. Plus a nice Hog Rider. We're probably going to need a log here. Kill off those skeletons from the Witch. We'll get one hit with that Hog Rider. We're going to use the cannon plus the skeletons to clean out that Lumberjack. We're going to also use the Ice Golem. We don't need that fireball. I was going to try and fireball it to the cannon if needed. Doesn't look like we will need it. We will take some significant damage from the minions, but that is all perfectly fine. We're going to predictive log. And we're going to fireball the Witch Cannon and Tower. The Hog Rider does actually ignore that, so that's really good. Getting some really strong damage from that play. We're going to set up with the cannon for the balloon. He's going to go with an offensive Musketeer, which is definitely not the play you want to do. So what we're going to do is get ready with our Fireball. We're going to fireball it away. There we go. So we're kind of evened up in damage right now. We're going to go with a Hog Rider, again with a predictive log, just to make sure we get rid of that Skarmy. He doesn't fall for it this time, but he will definitely try and leverage it into his advantage. So we're going to cycle all the way back to another Hog Rider, who will be forced to use his Skarmy if he has it, which he definitely does. We're going to log it once again, get one hit with that Hog Rider, and that is going to put it into Fireball range. And we are going to win against Shub Strike. So a very strong victory there. And now we're going to head into the next match against our next opponent, who is going to be Koi 64. So So this starting hand isn't exactly that offensive unless I have the Hog Rider fairly close to my hand, which I do. So we're going to go with Ice Spirit with an Ice Golem. I'm going to go Hog opposite lane because I don't want to chuck it into a Wizard. Plus I'm going to force him to spend more elixir on the left. So we're going to get 2, 3, 4, right. We're going to do this, with this, with this, with this, with this. Unfortunately, the Wizard is locked on, but he committed all of his elixir to one push. Again, we're going to spam him with the Hog Rider because he's just spent all of his elixir on his offense. So, yeah, right, he's definitely low on elixir. We're definitely up now. Hopefully, Hog Rider can finish it. It does. Right, what I'm going to do is kite the Valkyrie plus the cannon to try and clean that out as much as possible. We're going to use the Ice Spirit. We're going to try and get a nice log, which I don't think is necessarily needed. We're going to pull the Valkyrie once again with the skeletons, allowing the cannon to shoot that Valkyrie down. We're going to use another Musketeer plus Ice Golem. We're going to also use the log and still take one hit from the Elite Barb, which is very painful. We're going to use a cannon to kite that Hog Rider. If left ignored, my cannon will win. It will prevent damage, I mean. So we're going to get ready with our Hog Rider Ice Spirit until we get to about a bit of elixir over 5. So we're going to go with the Valkyrie. That is going to hit that. So what he's going to try and do now is going to go E-Barbs with that. Right, we're going to log everything, including the miner. We're going to log that, do that with that. We're going to use the skeletons to kite both of them, followed by another Musketeer. I'm not going to use the log because I think that's a bit too much of defense. And he failed that 3, so he's down 4 elixir, so now we're going to punish him for that. Now we're going to fireball out the minions plus the Valkyrie plus the tower. Try and get some really good damage. We're going to cycle back to another Hog Rider. I think that should be enough. I don't think it is, so I'm just going to go Hog Rider of my own. My Hog Rider we will be able to finish each other's towers off. However, I do have to do some amazing defense right now because I do have 2 Valkyries about to shovel my tower with their axes. So we're slightly lagging for some reason, but we are going to lose the king anyway. 12 seconds into overtime. We're going to lose 21 trophies from that loss. Hopping into the next match against Manuel. Right, we're going to continue playing this as my partner has come up with a new way to live stream. Right. We're going to go with a Hog Rider Ice Golem in the right hand lane. So this is either a Golem deck or some funky deck. I think it's a funky deck. We're going to fireball all of that out. Both our cycle cards on that. We're going to kite the Mega Minion hopefully with the Ice Golem, which is going to work. So we're far in the lead in terms of damage. I think in elixir, I'm not sure. If we are ahead, we're just ahead by a little. But we're gonna go Hog Rider, try and snag that tower. Yep, he's gonna go Sparky in the left lane. So he's definitely used all of his elixir on that. That's gonna be a dead tower on the right. He spent 3 on the right, so he shouldn't have much to follow the spark up. He actually does, but now he doesn't have much. So what we're going to do now is use our skeletons to soak that Sparky plus the Ice Spirit just to slow it down as well. That looks like a very kited barrel. We're going to hit all of the goblins from that one perfectly predicted log for that barrel, and that's going to definitely hurt this guy badly in the chest. But sadly, we don't have the log for defense. He's going to zap the hog rider for some reason. He says, oops. So definitely a misplay then. I'm going to cycle our ice golem again. He's going to probably try and load up with another Sparky in the back. So what we're going to do, yep, he does. I'm not going to fireball that out because I need that for defense against the minion horde. We're going to set up with a musketeer. Follow that up with another ice golem. Okay, we're going to fireball this instead. That again looks like another tricky barrel. He is going to hit it with the Sparky, but we're going to use the ice golem again. Plus another insane fireball. There we go. We're going to manage to keep our tower alive. I'm going to get the hog rider down. We've got 20 seconds remaining. Can we hold this off? I'm going to try and cycle to another. No, we're going to lose the tower to that one goblin. But we're going to set up with a musketeer for defense. We're going to pull this giant with another cannon. I'm going to have to fireball that because I do not have my log in rotation. We're going to use our ice golem to pull that mega minion. We're going to use our log a bit late, but we are going to clean them up eventually. I was tempted to go fireball, but I didn't really feel safe doing it. So the musketeer is going to clean out a fair amount of those minions. It might even stay alive, actually. No, it doesn't. Right. We're going to use the ice spirit to clean out that one salty minion. We're going to log the tower plus the Starmie, maybe the Sparky as well, but we're going to cycle that skeletons. Set up the cannon for defense. Oh, that was actually a misplay on my end because he's just gone opposite lane. We're going to log that all out, plus the ice spirit to slow down that giant, plus the skeletons to distract the mega minion. We're going to use a musketeer to try and defend the Sparky. We're going to use the ice golem to soak the Sparky. The cannon actually soaks the Sparky. We're going to log both the Sparkies plus the tower. We're going to use the ice spirit plus a cannon. We're going to use wrong card again. We're going to use then. Wait, how did we? Oh, skeletons! Wow, skeletons! Wow, what dirty little skeletons! Dirty little skeletons. Alright, into the, I don't even know what match this is, into the next match against Chico from the Persian Unknown Clan. We're going to set up with the musketeer in the back. This is probably another dirty player with like Giant Witch, Night Witch clone, but he's going to fireball that out. He's going to kill it, so dirty pay to win person. Definitely pay to win because he's got everything matched by the looks of it. We're going to use everything in our willpower to slow this down. We may have to log it as well, which we kind of do. The musketeer is going to thankfully finish that off. And now we're going to be the ones being a dick, and we're going to go hog rider to support this musketeer. He's going to choose to go Valkyrie on the musketeer, but that's just going to allow my hog rider to get 3 damage. He's going to zap it, which is definitely overcommitment. Use a cannon plus skeletons to pull that Valkyrie. He's going to fireball the cannon, which is a bit stupid of his end. He will get some damage, but it's still stupid in elixir exchange. So we're going to cycle back to another hog rider, and he's going to have absolutely nothing for this hog rider. He's going to log it. Yeah, what else? Mini P.E.K.K.A. Oh, wow, a maxed Mini P.E.K.K.A. What did I expect? So we're going to use cannon plus the skeletons to pull that Mini P.E.K.K.A. And that will kill that. We're slightly ahead in damage, even though he's so far down in the elixir game. We're going to use the Ice Golem, Ice Spirit, Hog Rider. to push up with a little push. The Ice Spirit is going to kill, I think, 2 of the 3 skeletons the witch spawn. So that's going to allow the Hog Rider to get some free damage there. We're going to just log it for chip. Get another cannon down plus a musketeer. He's going to have to choose the fireball 1. I want to get a nice fireball and hit the wizard plus the witch plus the giant. We need some skeletons. He's going to fireball that instead. We're going to log absolutely everything. That is going to kill everything. We're going to. That giant is still relatively healthy. I think that is a dead tower. Yeah, definitely a dead tower. The Ice Golem will tank for those skeletons. We are going to be forced to spell down his tower, which is definitely not what I want to do, but that Zap did unfortunately do me right there. And this does look like a 3 crown worthy push because I'm very low on elixir.